Hello, Tin Mountain. It's Thursday evening, so naturally I am joining you from behind a Zoom screen. Actually, spoiler alert, it's really Wednesday morning and I'm pre-recording this, but that's because we have a fabulous Nestbox program scheduled for this Thursday evening. And if it's close to 7 o'clock now, you should log off of this, join me for that program, and then come back and listen to what I have to say. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nora Dufalo, and I'm the program director here at Tin Mountain Conservation Center. And you guessed it, I'm here to tell you a little bit more about our programs and outreach. What we find is that people tend to connect with us in a very specific way. Families know us primarily from our schools programs and summer camp program. If my face is familiar to you in a tiny box on the side of the screen, then you've probably interacted with us through our nature program series. But what are our programs and what does it cover? Well, that's what I'm here to give you a little bit of background on. So our public programs, what we can refer to as our nature program series, is comprised of our evening programs, most often hosted at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights, and our field programs. However, we have a couple of specific programs that we offer. We have our Tin Mountain Energy team with workshops and informational programs on energy efficiency and conservation. And then we have our environmental book group and author series. And I would be remiss in talking about our nature programs without taking a moment to thank our generous sponsors, Ragged Mountain and Hancock Lumber, for their sponsorship of the nature program series entirety, as well as Settlers Green of North Conway and Bank of New Hampshire for sponsoring specific programs. So our evening programs, do you remember when they used to look like this, when we saw each other in person in the great room? We're hopeful that we'll get back to that. When we first started hosting nature programs, we only held 11 in the first 4 years, and it took us 10 years to hit that 100th program. In zooming ahead to 2019, 30 years later, we're hosting an average of 80 programs annually with a maximum attendee of 140. That's what our great room maxes out at for safe seating, and those were programs like Eyes on Owls and Ben Killing Bears. And we looked at an average of about 25 attendees. What our evening programs look like now are a lot like what this video is. You can see in the corner of the screen, we've got a clip from Henry Jones's Moose program, which was wildly successful the beginning of this year. In April 2020, so just under a year ago, we shifted to virtual programs hosted through Zoom and have in the past year hosted over 40 evening programs. We've had a maximum of 82 attendees for our fabulous New Hampshire lynx population video, and our average for the 2020 programs was 41. For the programs that we've offered so far this year, we've seen an average number of attendees of 70, really high numbers. We've had some great programs, and certainly evening weather is less conducive to staying outside and playing. So we're glad that you are interacting with us in this format. One of the small silver linings of offering remote programs is that we often have the capability of recording programs that are available after the show on our YouTube channel. So if that's not something you've explored, you can check that out. There are a number of our programs available to be seen there. So field programs. I will say that the photo on the right was taken pre-pandemic, which is why they are not masked up. We have certainly had to greatly modify and truncate our field program series, but after stepping back and looking at protocols and best practices, we have continued in a very limited capacity. We have put maximums on those field programs, which is 13 participants, so that we have no more than 15 individuals, including staff and program leaders at any given time. Advanced registration is required. These are held completely outdoors with masks and social distancing. And given all these parameters, we find that there has actually been an increased interest in our programming. Almost every field program that we've hosted in the past 6 months has filled up over a week in advance, and we have done our best to accommodate demand by adding additional sessions and additional leaders so that we can increase numbers while still keeping groups separate. And that's something that we will continue to do. As I mentioned, we have a couple of niche or specific programs. One of them is our environmental book club that we've been able to offer through the generous sponsorship of the Stephen and Tabitha King Foundation. We meet monthly, the first Wednesday of the month, and everyone is invited to join us, whether you've read the book or not. We are currently reading Horizon by Barry Lopez, and we'll be meeting to discuss that on April 7th. So if you've read that or interested in the discussion, please join us. And then we are very excited to have a local author, Carrie Arsenault, speaking on Milltown. So we have our, that is our May pick. We'll be talking about that in our small book group on May 5th. And then we've actually invited her to come and give a public presentation via Zoom on May 6th. So I would encourage all of you to join us for that. And if you haven't read her book, pick up a copy. Very interesting read. Another way that many of you have probably interacted with us over the past year is through our digital trivia. We kicked that off on March 23rd, 2020. So it's been just over a year of virtual trivia. When we started this out, we were sending them out daily, and we made it to 114 daily emails before in November we shifted to weekly emails. Those are still going out. So if you aren't receiving those, you can always reach out to us and we are happy to add you to that list. Finally, it's very important for us to recognize our members. Our members are key in everything that we do, but when I look at membership through the lens of public programming, what that looks like is members are important in helping to fund our programs. Your membership dollars go to speaker fees and our programming. You help to drive programming through letting us know what topics are of interest, what you want us to explore or bring in experts on. That is always appreciated. We are always looking for feedback from our membership base as to what sort of content you're looking for. And some of our favorite presenters are our Tin Mountain members, our members of the community who are experts in their field and are willing to share that information with others. So let me stop and first thank all of you who are watching, who are current members of Tin Mountain. Thank you for your support. If you're not a member of Tin Mountain, I would highly encourage you to consider doing so, and you can do that right on our website at tinmountain.org. So what does the future look like for Tin Mountain? Well, sadly, here we all are sharing our smiling faces behind a Zoom screen. Ultimately, the short answer is we don't know. None of us know, but we are hopeful that we can get back out from behind the Zoom screen soon and that we can engage with you more in person. But regardless, we are here and we are in this together. We are committed to offering program, whether it is remote or in person. And we hope that you continue to join us for all of that. Thank you so much. I hope that you've learned a little bit more about Tin Mountain's public programming. And most importantly, I hope that you are enjoying our second annual virtual first season auction. And I would encourage you to go in there bid on some great items, but make sure you don't overbid me. Thank you.